Hey, what's up, Exit the Matrix family? Bob here. Hey guys, once again, I'm cutting a video here in my car on my way to work early this morning. So, hope you can still get the message. With even with the distraction of the dark screen and everything. But I live out here in the Smoky Mountains, so when it's early morning or nighttime, it's pretty dark out here. I'm actually driving through our town right now, and it's still not that lit up. So, anyways, I wanted to do a video on fake spiritualism. I know lately I've been hammering really hard at organized religion and stuff, but I see a lot of hypocrisy and fakeness in the New Age spiritualism movement also. Just like organized religion, religious texts and everything, there's some truth in the New Age movement, but there's also a lot of BS. And I'm going to break down some of that. I've just been noticing a lot on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and stuff. A lot of these peddlers of all this supposed spiritual awakening and ways to increase your spiritualism, and a lot of them are complete nonsense, and they miss the mark completely. One that I noticed yesterday, it seemed to be just like posted by tons of typically pretty good pages and sites, but it's like they all run the same damn message. It's like, I don't know if they're all just a group of people that are associated working together to run all these pages, and that's why they put out similar information. But the big message yesterday was, you can't be spiritual if you drink alcohol. I mean, I've heard this so many damn times. And look, I get it. Alcohol can be a very destructive drug. The Muslims, they believe that alcohol is a spirit, an actual, a genie or a jinn, a type of jinn, and that it's very harmful for you. And it's absolutely true. I mean, I can honestly say some of the worst stuff I ever did in my life was back in the days when I used to drink heavy when I was in my 20s and early 30s. Some of the worst things I ever did to my wife and stuff, it was on alcohol. And some of the dumbest mistakes I ever did was in my high school years and my early 20s on alcohol. So, hey, I'm not going to deny that alcohol can bring out the worst in you, and yes, possibly it does open the portal that allows other spirits or beings to manipulate you. So now that's kind of where it ends. I mean, let's be real. Alcohol is just another device of this world, of this matrix, of this type of simulation world. Just like ayahuasca, just like magic mushrooms, just like marijuana, just like any of these other mind-altering drugs. It's a tool. It's part of this world, and it affects your body. And it can possibly have some spiritual effects also. But just like any tool, there can be good and bad uses. And I think the biggest thing here is moderation. An occasional beer is good for the stomach. It's high in fiber. It can actually help your digestive system. And red wine. I mean, I have an occasional glass of red wine. It's high in polyphenols. It's got resveratrol, a powerful antioxidant. Essentially, wine's actually a superfood, except that it does contain alcohol. And once again, a glass of wine can do amazing things for your body, used in moderation. But you start putting down, 2, 3, 4 glasses of wine, and then you start tipping that forward into the point where it can harm you physically. So that, that's one that people talk a lot about, alcohol. You can't be spiritual if you drink alcohol. It's, and to be honest, sometimes, people are just social drinkers. They have issues with being around a lot of people, being at parties, and they're uncomfortable, and a beer or two, kind of lets their inhibitions go just a little bit, that they can interact with people and talk freely. Obviously, you start drinking more and more of that, and they have that issue, then they go the complete opposite, and they can, lose control. So I get it, dude. Alcohol is a tool, and just like any tool, it's got two sides, good and bad. It can be used for different things. So I'm going to set that aside for right now, and I'll tie it all together at the end. The next one I see a lot, that it seems to go around typically in November, December, this whole thing about, semen retention, not having sex and not masturbating for, people will do it for a whole month or 2 months, and they say that this makes them more spiritual, and that by retaining semen is a type of energy force. And to be honest, that's all true. It is absolutely true. But once again, you're taking something that's more of a physical thing, and you're making it into this spiritual thing, that it's like an enlightenment thing. But on the other hand, your body is designed, especially as an adult, to also get rid of that out of your system. It's a fluid that's meant to flow, not be stopped up. You do semen retention for too long, and well, let's just say your body's going to force it out, when you're sleeping and such. So it's meant to flow. Your body produces it. It's meant to flow out. It's a part of your physical body. And so there's actually people that think, like, by semen retention, that's making them more spiritual and more enlightened. Now it may be now if they've got problems with prawn and stuff, it may that may help them stay away from those vices, and that's fantastic. And definitely prawn is a major issue in our country, and I think most men at some point in their life struggle, with that, especially young men and boys. Our world is so sexualized. So, once again, good and bad on that. Is that like an ultimate key to enlightenment? No. Especially if you're married. You go withholding from your wife or your husband for a month, 2 months, you should be sharing that love to each other. In fact, an orgasm between, the male and the female, the divine male and the divine female in conjunction is a powerful spiritual thing. Love is the highest form of power and highest form of energy and vibration in this realm. And so, if you're married and you go fall into this semen retention BS, you're literally like setting aside one of the most powerful, energetic, spiritual devices, at your disposal. So, and it's probably not going to make your spouse real happy either, to be honest. So, good intentions in that. And I'm not saying these people are bad or evil or anything or misleading. It's just they're putting too much into like the small things. Maybe a little bit here, you know, maybe going a few weeks doing that will help your body recharge, hold in some of that sexual energy, and then when you finally release it, it's super powerful. But you know, it is a form of enlightenment? No. So another one I would actually say that it has to do with sexual stuff. And I'm sorry that I'm talking about this, so much of this and the nature of it. I'm just being matter of fact, by the way. I'm not trying to be crude about it. Is that people use sex as enlightenment. You know, that'd be like tantra, however you say it, sex magic, and all that. A lot of that goes back to ancient occultic practices. You know, a lot of your ancient religions, you know, that let's say Ishtar, the worship of Ishtar, Inanna, for instance, you know, they literally, the temple, the women priests that worked in the temples of Inanna and Ishtar, they were basically like priest prostitutes, you know. I mean, sex magic was major, you know, in some of those cultures and beliefs. And obviously, like going back to what I said about the orgasm, you know, especially the crescendo between the female, the divine masculine, and the divine feminine at once is a powerful combination. But as far as reaching enlightenment, as far as becoming more spiritually, you know, ascended, attuned, it's I guess there's a fine line there. I think if it's between two people that love each other, it can be very powerful and done in the union of love. When it's done between strangers, just in the union of releasing that energy, I don't think it's quite as powerful, because you don't have that connection between two spirits, two conscious energy beings. But boy, they, you know, there's people that really, that's like their focal, you know, that's their religion, is sex magic and stuff. So once again, you know, some bit of truth in it and some deception, you know, there. So we see a lot of this stuff, and then, you know, the obvious stuff, a lot of the really fake New Agers. Just another thing they like to push a lot is like your old, like, you know, the stuff you'd walk into, like in some of these New Age stores, you know, like crystals and incense and, you know, stuff like that, you know, kind of going to these things that you'd find in like those type of stores that people believe these make them spiritual, you know, carry crystals in their pockets and, you know, always have incense burning in their house. Once again, some great tools. Definitely, if used right, you know, they can have positive effects on the body and the spirit. But once again, they're just tools, you know. They're not, doesn't make you spiritual, doesn't make you, enlighten you to the truth. But there's people that just peddle this stuff. Like, there's people that think if they wear a certain kind of crystal around their neck that they're enlightened and that they're spiritually growing because of that. It's just a tool. Now crystals and rocks each have their own vibrations, and some of them, like crystals, can actually hold data, energy and light data. A lot of times you find residual hauntings in old buildings and certain houses and stuff. A lot of times it's because they were built on big, you know, like rock formations that are high in crystal content. And so really what you're seeing is just like replays, like a movie replaying, you know, those residual hauntings where somebody sees this apparition go down their hallway every night, or or occasionally, certain times a year or whatever. It's because those crystals are holding that information, and it replays it like a movie, like a film. So crystals are pretty damn amazing. Certain crystals, let's be real, silicone, that's what drives our technology right now. It's in all of your major devices, and it's because of that, because the data transfer, the energy, the way they can hold energy and data and transfer it and project it. So incense, sage, I can tell you it's a proven fact. If you sage your house, sage actually ionizes the air, so it does have a way of replacing negative ions with positive ions, and it can raise the energy level in your house a little bit. It can push away some negative energy. So definitely, once again, it's a great tool. Is it gonna bring you to spiritual enlightenment? No. So what I find is people that are really heavy in the New Age spiritual movement, a lot of these are all tools that they believe in. Oh, and let me not forget veganism. Same thing. You're a vegan, you wear crystals, you burn incense all the time, you go months without sex, and then you have tantric sex when you do have it, and and you don't touch alcohol at all. But you probably do ayahuasca and, DMT, and peyote and whatever. So, you're super spiritual and super enlightened. Not really. You just have some tools, that actually can have some positive effects on your human avatar, and it can protect you spiritually in some ways, but it's not bringing you to enlightenment. So that's kind of this other side of the coin, opposite of the organized religion, and I get it. Everybody's searching for the truth. Everybody's searching for the answer of who we are, what we are, why we're here, where we're going, what this is all meant to be. What are you going to do to be enlightened, to increase your spiritual essence, your ascension, whatever you want to call it. Everybody relies on something different, and everybody uses different tools, and like all tools I mentioned, good and bad, but here's the honest truth. You're already a spirit being. Honest enlightenment is understanding that we come from a spirit realm, a spirit world. And I'm just saying spirit because conscious energy, a little more energy to have to say that every time. We are, though, conscious energy beings. That's what we are. That is our species. That's who we are, what we are. That's how we were produced by the source, by the creator of all. We're fractals of the source. But we are conscious energy beings. We are spirits. And this is not our realm. So when you're in this realm, you're trying to find that spirit. You're trying to figure out what you are. Because I think most people deep down inside know that they're not their human avatar. Maybe some people do. Heavily grounded into materialism and scientism and atheism. Okay, those people might actually honestly believe they're just they came from monkeys, and which came from, at one point pond scum, and that's really what they are. Billions of years of evolution led to them being a human being, and just by trillions of different mutations and adaptions, and it's all BS. We get it. This is a simulation. It's a program. Everything's a program. Everything has a blueprint. One blueprint cannot turn into another blueprint. Within a blueprint, there's massive adaptation, okay? You can have many, many different combinations of slight adaptations that help a species adapt to different climates, different amounts of sun, different environments, different amounts of water, different amounts of food, different types of food. So yes, within a blueprint, many, many adaptations. But a dog becoming a cat, evolving into a cat or something, no, not going to happen. A wolf and a dog, domesticated dog, they say it's still within the same blueprint. A lion and a house cat, still within the same blueprint. Massive adaptations and differences, okay? Get it. There is no evolution of humans coming from monkeys, coming from pond scum. That is a joke. Now, has the earth been manipulated multiple times? Possibly, or more than likely. And DNA's been seeded here and changed and hybridized, yes. But just through this magical Darwin version of evolution, absolutely not. So, to wrap up, here it is. You are a spirit. You're just commandeering the human avatar, which is a vessel, which is a spacesuit that allows your spirit to immerse itself into this third dimension, into this not really physical reality, but at least the reality that has the illusion of physicality. And to be a part of that physical illusion, you have to have an avatar, a vessel that allows you to enter it and immerse in it and be part of it. And that's it. That's the enlightenment. That's what the yogis of old, that's what Buddha, that's what Yeshua is trying to teach. That's what Thoth, Hermes, they were all trying to teach the same thing. That you are a spirit in a foreign world. And the body is just the vessel. You are not the body. You are not the brain. Atheists love to talk about that you are the brain. No. The brain is the freaking operating system. Think about this, people. Think about it. You have a spaceship. You have the control modules. That's the brain. It operates. When you say you're going to fly a spaceship, you're not going to control every little doohickey and gadget and electrical, response in that machine. You have a computer running that. And then you have the part where you directly control the spaceship. The captain's chair, whatever, the commanding module. There's parts that you control, that you manipulate on that machine. But for the most part, it's run by the computer. Just like you. The subconscious mind runs all of those parts of your body that you don't need to worry about and think about. And then you have, your regular conscious mind where you're actually in the driver's seat and you're thinking on the fly. But what it all comes down to is that is not you. This is just the avatar, the vessel. So that's it. That's enlightenment. That's what everybody is trying to figure out, and it's that simple. You're on a foreign world right now, and that's why it don't seem right. And part of the deal to come to this world is that you get your mind wiped, or you're cut off from your from the knowledge of the spirit of what you know. That's this world would not be an experience if you knew where you came from and you knew that you were just here in this simulation, this type of video game world, and most people don't understand this. They're trying to figure out this answer, and it's that. So the question is why we're here. I can't 100% answer that. I'd say it's a classroom. It's a big sandbox for spirits to experience duality. I do believe those two things. Is it a test like Christians and Muslims would think, or what they would say? Possibly. I don't know. Are you going to burn in hell depending on choices you make here? No, absolutely not. You chose to come here and learn, and the source energy is not going to burn your soul up because of that. In fact, we've probably been here multiple times. So, anyways, guys, I'm at work. I've got to go. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that stuff. Am I being too harsh on New Age spiritualists? Hey, let's be real. I look at all sides. I take a truth from all sides, and I can see the hypocrisy from all sides, and I just call it out. Get mad at me all you want, for bashing organized religion, for bashing New Age spiritualism, archaeology, whatever, the mainstream narrative. I don't really care. I'm going to call it like I see it. And I'm sure a lot of what I say resonates with you. Maybe sometimes it don't. But anyways, I appreciate you guys. Would love to hear your thoughts, and I'll talk to you later.